Cohen directly tied Trump to the project to build a lucrative Trump Tower in Moscow, saying that even while running for president in 2015 and 2016, the then GOP candidate asked him on at least a half-dozen occasions for updates on the deal. "How's it going in Russia?" Trump would ask, according to Cohen's account. "He doesn't give you an order," Cohen told the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. "He speaks in code. I understand that code." Moreover, Cohen offered up a plausible explanation for Trump's pursuit of the deal: he never expected to win the presidency anyway, so why shouldn't he continue to try to make money? He viewed his campaign as an event that would amount to the greatest infomercial in political history. In the so-called Russia collusion case against Trump, no event looms larger than the meeting on June 9, 2016, at Trump Tower in New York when Donald Trump Jr., Jared Kushner, and Paul Manafort sat down with a delegation of visiting Russians at Trump Tower. The meeting was convened after Trump Jr. received an email from music publicist Rob Goldstone that the visiting Russians would turn over very high-level and sensitive information about Hillary Clinton that would be part of Russia and its government support for Mr. Trump. Trump has consistently denied that he ever knew about the meeting, and Trump Jr. has testified that he never even told his father about it. Cohen said he knew nothing about the meeting as well, but offered up this peculiar clue. Around that time, Cohen testified, he was in a room with Trump when Trump Jr. came in and walked behind his father's desk, leaned over and whispered, "The meeting is all set," at which point Trump replied, "Okay, good, let me know." Cohen said that all this prompted him to conclude well after the fact that the peculiar conversation was about the notorious Trump Tower meeting. But he doesn't know for sure, leaving open the possibility that Trump Jr. could have been referring to lots of other meetings that had nothing to do with Russia. As for collusion itself, Cohen made clear he has no direct knowledge that Trump conspired with Russian operatives during the 2016 election, and he flatly denied one of the more sensational allegations in the so-called dossier written by former British spy Christopher Steele, that he flew to Prague in the summer of 2016 to meet with Russian agents about paying off hackers in Europe. "I've never been to Prague," Cohen testified for the first time in public, repeating an assertion he has made many times before, although never under oath. "I've never been to the Czech Republic." This was one of the more vivid accounts in Cohen's testimony. He was in Trump's office around July 19, 2016, when Trump's longtime assistant, Rona Groff, announced, "Roger Stone on line 1. Trump took the call and put Stone, his longtime political advisor, on speaker. Stone told him that within a couple of days there would be a massive dump of emails that would damage Hillary Clinton's campaign. Trump's response, "Wouldn't that be great?" This is the first time anybody has ever implicated Trump in knowing about the WikiLeaks disclosures before they were public, and would seem even more significant since that's exactly what WikiLeaks did just a few days later, releasing thousands of stolen Democratic National Committee emails that had been hacked by Russian military intelligence. In an email to Newspulse News, Julian Assange's lawyer Barry Pollock denied that his client had such a conversation with Stone. Roger Stone did not have the telephone call Michael Cohen described Stone claiming to have had with Julian Assange, he wrote. But even if Cohen's account is entirely accurate, it could arguably prove much less than it seems to on the surface. Cohen makes clear that Stone never told Trump what was in these emails or where they were from. And in a recent indictment, Special Counsel Robert Mueller never accuses Stone of communicating directly with Assange. Instead, he charges, Stone lied about his efforts to learn through cutouts. Conspiracy theorist Jerome Corsi and talk show host Randy Credico what Assange had and was prepared to release. Was Stone lying to Trump as well? This was one of the crimes that Cohen has pleaded guilty to and for which he is going to prison, making a $130,000 hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels to conceal a sexual relationship she had with Trump, a payoff that federal prosecutors have charged was a violation of campaign finance laws because it was made for the purpose of influencing an election. Cohen's account of Trump agreeing to reimburse him for these payments was vivid. In February 2017, 1 month into his presidency, I'm visiting President Trump in the Oval Office for the first time. It's truly awe-inspiring. He's showing me around and pointing to different paintings, and he says to me something to the effect of, "Don't worry, Michael, your January and February reimbursement checks are coming." Cohen submitted copies of those checks as part of his testimony. Cohen testified late in the day that Trump at one point told him he didn't want to release his tax returns because he didn't want tax experts from think tanks ripping through his returns and finding fault that could lead to an audit and penalties. But Trump had maintained throughout the campaign that he wouldn't release his returns because they already were under audit, although legally an audit would not stop him from making them public. Under questioning by Representative Jimmy Gomez, Cohen said he had asked Trump for the IRS audit letter, but had never received it, and had seen no evidence the audit was real. But Cohen offered another intriguing clue into Trump's refusal to do so. In 2008, he testified, Trump showed him that he had gotten a $10 million tax refund from the IRS and then said he could not believe how stupid the government was for giving someone like him that much money back. The revelation suggests a reason for Trump's concealment of his tax returns that has not previously been discussed: to conceal big tax refunds that would not sit well with the voters.